F is for footwork part 2. As you can see, I have decking here that has straight lines, so I can go back over what I was talking about last time, about the difference between sport fencing and all our other kinds of fencing. In the sport fencing, they're going forward and back, yeah. And I was saying specifically they have this weird thing where you want toes to come up, start taking that step, and then the idea is when you take the step, the toes in the front foot go down at the same time as the heel in the back foot. It's slightly different than what we do. What's more important visually, as far as the forward and back and linear nature of the thing is concerned, is that you can see this heel to heel thing, because for the most part sport fencers, they're only going forward, back. Now we do have the same basic necessity that we open and close the stance, always open and close, never the other way around. But there's loads of things that sport fencers do not do, and in fact cannot do. One of which, because you've got this linear thing, they go forward. What they can't do is turn around, or suddenly decide something over there is attacking. So in all other martial arts, of course, what you have is you need to turn around. It's always the back foot that moves, right? So when you turn around and go the other way, it's the back foot has to move this way and the front foot pivot. Yeah? I'll have to do that again. It used to be in sport fencing that they really wanted that 90-degree angle. Nowadays they are starting to do more of this as the back foot pointing forward, as I say, because when you're springing forward, you really want to be pushing off the ball of the foot, because that gives you that little bounce that upwards. Whereas if you're trying to go off the whole foot, you can probably see for the camera movement, ball of the foot pushes me along the line that I'd be wanting to go, whereas whole foot pushes me sort of slightly at a diagonal, which you might want to exploit for tactical purposes, but it also takes some adjusting to. And of course it means if you're doing the whole of the foot, then it means if you're taking a longer lunge like there, then what you often see in sport fencing is the back foot having to then go like that, which is a bit weird. Now what's more difficult to shoot from this angle, of course, is demonstrating where my centre of gravity is, because I'm having to lean forward to get this angle. So we will have some others shooting out front later, where we'll be able to show that. Going back again, recovering parts of what I said yesterday with regard to this heels in line, because obviously if you try to leap back too quick, your heels will bump, and you don't want to be doing that. So I always prefer having this gap, because then if I'm leaping back fairly quickly, the feet can pass each other. It also aids, of course, with turning in different directions. So if I'm still going forward, but something wants, I want to turn to respond to an attack from the left, well, that foot can go in that direction. one thing I was saying yesterday is it's the equivalent of that. It's the opposite. I don't know if no, we clipped out yesterday's video. It's the equivalent of in heavy you have the opposite thing, right? Your feet are toes pointing towards the opponent, but essentially your knees are in much the same position. You really want your center of gravity sort of here, right between, except that the toes are pointed away from each other. And a lot of people think, well, that looks weird because then you're thinking that this longitudinal here is actually the forward position, but it's not. The idea is this is the forward position. I'm not sort of leaping out in the please kick me in the nuts position because this is actually the side that's sort of presented towards the enemy, but this position does leave me much more able to move in any direction, always opening and closing the stance, and it enables me to turn around fairly quickly. So it's a much more preferable position, I think, than the heels in line.